Is it okay for me to ask my boyfriend to attend my uncle's funeral on his 30th birthday? My uncle, who I was really close to, went on vacation together every year. Spent Christmas and Easter together etc. Died a few days ago. The funeral will be next week and it's a 1-hour flight from where I live. I love my cousins like they are my sisters and brothers and it is really important for me to go. Unfortunately, my boyfriend of 4 years has his 30th birthday on the same date of the funeral. He knows my uncle well and is very sad to hear of his passing. However, it seemed to me like he would only join me to fly to my family and attend the funeral if it doesn't fall on his birthday. More info: his birthday falls on a Wednesday, so he planned to go to work and then meet his mother and brothers for dinner. We're celebrating with his friends a few days prior. Is it rude of me to ask him to postpone celebrating his birthday to attend the funeral and be with me and my family? Please be completely honest. Thank you, ladies. Edit some more info for the people who asked. He celebrated his B-Day every year, but he always says it's not a big deal for him. He doesn't expect presents or throws parties. Usually he tells friends they can come over and doesn't expect anyone to come. His family lives in a 5 minutes distance, so they could celebrate any other day. He will already celebrate on the weekend with his friends and then once with his family. It's his brother's B-Day 2 days prior to his. He is very close with his family but sees them a lot. We just returned from a 1-week vacation with them. I would pay the flights if that's the problem. Just so I don't sound like I wanna win the argument, he's a really nice partner and I am very happy. It's just that he doesn't really like to change his life for me. For example, when my dog died, he also went on a boys' trip when I asked him to stay home with me because I was grieving. When he is home though, and I don't expect him to go out of his way. He is very lovely and attentive. If I may, I think you should consider a few questions. If the situation were reverse, would you do the same for him? How important is this for you? If he says no, would you resent him for it? If he says yes, would he use it to guilt or manipulate you in the future? I don't know though. I would think that after 4 years, you should hopefully know him enough to know if it is okay to ask him. I'm so sorry for your loss. I will be honest. You can ask and it wouldn't be rude to ask. But if he says no, don't push it because it is a big request for someone to spend their 30th at a funeral, especially because it sounds like you will have other close family there to support you through this. You got a right to ask without causing offense, but he has a right to refuse without causing offense. Just communicate and be adult about it. Imagining myself in either situation. I would not want to ask my partner to attend a family member's funeral on her birthday. I would, however, talk to her about it for the purpose of making plans, since I'd be going myself, so I couldn't be there for her birthday. If she offered to come with me, I would take her up on that offer. If there was a funeral for a member of my partner's family, I would offer to go with her. So, bottom line, I would do it. But I would not expect someone else to do it for me. There is no right answer. There's only what's right between the two of you. Time to communicate. My boyfriend didn't go with me to my grandma's funeral. Mostly because of time expense, and it really wasn't that big of a deal. In fact, it was nice to have time alone with my mom to help her process. This really comes down to what's important to you. Are you going to resent him for not going with you? If the answer is yes, then you need to communicate how important it is for him to be by your side. If it's not that big of a deal to you, then let him enjoy his time with his family. For me, I would be okay with BF not going, and him celebrating his 30th without me. But that is me. I think things like, BF didn't know uncle and so he doesn't need to be there. But I also don't need emotional support like that. My emotional support comes from me, for the most part. So my BF being there or not is not really going to affect me. X200B. To answer your question, it is fair to ask. But if it were me, I probably wouldn't. On my 30th, I went to my fiancé's uncle's wedding. He was early 60s. She was late 50s and it was a shotgun wedding cause she told him she was pregnant. And he believed her. Different people expectations about their birthday. My GF wants to be treated like its most special day of the year and everything has to be just right. I treat it like any other day because I'm a cynical old man who gave up on the people in my life doing something nice for me instead of asking me for money. How important are birthdays to you and your BF? It's okay to ask and it's okay from him to say no. I wouldn't want to spend my birthday at a funeral. And your grief is going to extend beyond the actual day of the funeral, which allows plenty of opportunity to support you. I don't think it's fair to say one trumps the other. I think it's perfectly reasonable to ask. I guess I've never put much store into birthdays. So maybe I'm an outlier. But I would be pretty deeply hurt if my BF of 4 years didn't attend that level of a funeral. Someone very close, etc., because of having to celebrate his birthday on the exact day. It's just a matter of priorities, and in my opinion that would be a supremely selfish priority. He was planning a dinner after work. Not a trip to Hawaii or something. That could be done before or after with ease, if he cares to reschedule. It's possible to celebrate his birthday on another day. But it's not possible to attend your uncle's funeral on another day. There is absolutely nothing that would stop me from attending a funeral for any of my SO's family members. To be honest, you shouldn't even have to ask. Pretend it's my birthday the next day. Who cares? It's definitely fair to ask. I'm a huge birthday person, but if my SO's close relative died and they wanted me there to support them, then that's where I'd be. You can celebrate a birthday a bit later, you can't redo a funeral. And it's only a dinner with immediate family. You can always ask, and I would have a plan for him to celebrate his birthday too. He already has plans to have dinner with his family. So you'd be asking him to cancel plans with them for you. If you didn't have family there that will be supportive and grieving with you, I think it would be okay to ask, but not okay to be hurt angry if he said no. He knows the situation. So let him offer. If he thinks he should go with you, he will ask if you need him. I owe my condolences to you for the loss of your uncle. In my tradition we say hail the traveller. It comes from an Irish tradition of saying someone has travelled when they cross over. Hail the traveller. For your dear uncle. Behaving lovingly and attentively only when it doesn't cost you anything does not make you a loving and attentive partner. The fact that this is even a question is pretty sad. It's a birthday meal. It's not like he has booked some vacation or expensive party. This is bare minimum effort that I would expect from a partner. I think it would be fair to attend the funeral. Then later on at night maybe go out and do something. I don't give a shit about my B-day because I'm a grown man. If a good friend's family member died and they asked me to go to the funeral, I'd go on my birthday. Personally don't care.